Hello everyone, today we'll try to make a hand tutorial. So I have made a few hands here, so you can see what the end result will be. This is one hand, and this is another hand. So this will be mostly the end result. In my opinion, it's not bad. Probably we will make a little bit more nails and stuff, and I will tell you more about how to make hands and what mistakes you should avoid, of course. So first I will start from cube, because from sphere it's also possible, but it's a little bit not that good. So first I want to make an arch. So with bigger brush I make an arch. So this will be our hand, and it will be a left hand because it's very much easier for me to watch my left hand and when I'm drawing, when I'm sculpting. So yeah, we'll try. So here will be our thumb. Here will be our wrist. I'm just basically very roughly marking where everything will be. I even didn't dynamesh it yet. So the most important thing to think about is, or there are a few important things, but one of the things that I noticed that everybody do is make this thing like flat. It's not. It's like this here. The fingers are like this, so don't forget to make this. So the knuckles will be in this area, and this will be the bottom part. So the bottom part of the palm is bigger compared to the upper part of the palm, and the fingers are starting from here in the top part, and they are starting from here in the bottom part. So there's kind of a webbing here. You can see it in your own arms, and yeah, you have to do it, because otherwise your arm or hand will be not that good, of course. So here there's a few things we have to know about the thumb area. Let's see. So for the thumb, there's this tendon here. There are two tendons that are coming from this area and going to the thumb, and if we make them and between them a little bit of crevice, and it will become pretty good. And the bottom tendon, after it, the thumb starts to go a little bit this way, starts to turn. So here I will smooth, and I will make the other mistake is they make this palm, this part here, too deep. Not too deep, but too protruded, or too swollen, if we can say, which is not exactly good. So we have to adjust it accordingly. And let's see. So in my calculations, in about 30 minutes we have to have something that resembles a hand. Yes. So from this side, the index finger is here, the middle finger is on the top, and then the other fingers are going a little bit down. And this downward thing is noticeable most when you clench your fist. When you clench your fist, you will see that they're going like big arch. You can see big arch down. From this area, it's also visible that they are a little bit archy. So we have to make it, because if you make it flat, it will not look right. And the thing about the hands and the face is that everybody knows how they look. So if you make even a little mistake, even a tiny mistake, it will be visible and your hands won't look that good. So here I will make a little bit of meat. I will just do this. And okay, so here there is some kind of a muscle in this area. And most of the hand is not muscles, but tendons, bones, and of course fat pads. So yeah, you have to be ready for this. So here I will try to make the first thing First phalange. So the first phalange here, it's, or joint, or whatever. Yeah, again, I'm not sure about the names in English, of course. Maybe in Bulgarian also, I don't know them too much. But the thing is that you don't exactly need to know the names to make them. So we have to make some tendons here in order to make our shape of the hand. So first tendon will be the index finger tendon. It will go like this. Each tendon will go like here. There will be 4 tendons here. So first one, second round maybe here, third one, and the last one around this area, and they will connect around here. So the thing is that almost never you see the tendons beyond this point. So they are visible here in the front, but not so much in the back. So between the tendons here in the front, I will make a little bit of slopes. So the fingers will go like, well, first finger will go around this area, second around this area, third, and the pinky will go here. Of course, maybe it's a little bit thick now, this palm part, but we'll fix it. So it's important to make a wrist also, because the wrist is the connection for the hand to the body, and it's pretty important to have it. And we will have a wrist. There's some kind of a bone here, bony landmark, a little bit. And all the time that I'm doing this, I look at my own hand, because it's my best reference. My own hand is my best reference, of course. Okay. So it doesn't look half bad now, but it will look even better when we finish with it. Of course, I always take advantage of this trim dynamic brush, because it's making my planes more pronounced, and it's better overall to have it. So, okay. Here, maybe this is a little bit too big, the wrist, but obviously, not obviously, but this will be mainly the wrist area. And let me see. Yeah, I'm always watching my wrist also. Here. This will be here. And smooth. So, let's make some fingers, and then we will adjust the other things accordingly. So, don't forget that the bottom part of the palm is mostly flat, while the upper part of the palm goes down a little bit after the knuckles. And you can watch your own hand and see it. This is the best way to observe your own hand. You may think that you know how the hand looks like and how you can make it. But obviously, most of the time, even in tutorials that I see in YouTube, for example, or in the internet, some people, they are sculpting the hand, but they don't know some basic things about the hand. I don't say that I'm the best. I just say that I think I can do it better than most. And with that, I'm not humble enough to think that I can teach people also doing this. So, okay, now we will start making fingers. How? I will go to Curve Tool brush and make one little like this. So it doesn't matter how fat it is. I will make it a little bit thinner, but that's it. And I will accept it, and then I will adjust it and probably make it a little bit like this. So we want our fingers to have a little bit of distance. And also, never touch the fingers to each other. They have to be separated. If you see your hand, oops, I cannot show my hand here because of the microphone, but here you see separations here. They don't touch exactly. They have this a little bit of flat area between them. So yeah, I'm just showing my hand because I have it. You for the hand, you don't have an excuse to not do it properly because you have your own hand always with you. Of course, except for the people that don't have hands, but yeah, our tutorial is mostly for people with hands. So, sorry for the black humor a little bit, but that is what it is, you know. So it's cool. Now, okay, and basically I'm trying to make the finger, and the finger in the bottom part is, let's just leave it, it's flat a little bit. Most of the fingers are a little bit flat here in this area, and then it goes and goes thinner. Then we have this phalanx here, or joint, and the middle joint here, and yeah. So this is basically our finger, and we can make it longer, we can make it shorter. We just have to adjust it according to the other fingers. And if you see your finger, you will see that it always, the index finger, it always a little bit points a little bit to the other fingers. So it's a little bit curvy to the other fingers, but don't make it too much, just a little bit, a tiny amount. Sometimes tiny, but it's enough. Make this a little bit wider, and I think this is good. Let's copy it to the middle and make it bigger, stronger, and even faster. No, I'm just making it stay here. I think it's good. When I see my hand like this, I see that the middle finger is a little bit more upwards, and the other fingers are going like down a little bit, even when my hand is completely but we are making a hand that's not exactly super stiff. We're making some kind of a middle hand, but so yeah, we are making the middle finger. So the middle finger also has the incline. It is going a little bit to the pinky, a little bit like this direction. So we'll make it like this. At least my fingers are doing this, so I'm making my hand. If your fingers are the opposite way, which I doubt, you can make it yeah, the other way around, but that's up to you. So yeah, in this area it's a little bit like this, and it goes again like that. So I'm spending time on each finger separately because I don't want them to look exactly the same. I want them to have a little bit of personality, each and every one. So yeah, 13 minutes, we already have some fingers, which is cool. Control goes like this, and then pull it down and make it shorter, smaller. Yeah, and you see I'm leaving a little bit of space here. I don't want to touch them too much to each other. There's have to be space. Station? No, just space. Maybe station. No, okay. Okay, when you see some people doing fingers, they're making these big bumps like here, like big, which is not exactly correct. If you see your fingers, there's a little slide bumps there. Don't make it too much. It's useless. I mean, it doesn't look natural if you make it like this. So yeah, let's see. This finger is completely upright in my hand, so I'll just adjust it a little bit. I don't want to make it curvy because it's not. So this one curves like this one curves like this, but this one is straight, and the pinky, it's almost exactly straight, but it curves a little bit on the inside to the other fingers. So we make it like this. When we look at it from this side, you see that here's the index finger, here's the middle finger, it's a little bit upwards, and the ring finger is going a little bit down again. So it's cool. And then we make the pinky finger, which is very easy because we go here, make it smaller, and just put it around this area here. And since we make this arch in the beginning, now it's much easier to put our fingers, and they look kinda natural, kinda okay. They don't look bad. So from this area it looks good, from this area not so much yet, but we'll make it look good after we are finished with them. So I'm done meshing, and now I'm smoothing this area here, so it's a little bit like more natural. So what I've noticed here is we have this knuckles, and then we have the tendon going, one tendon going inside the finger a little bit, but you have to smooth. You have to do it and then smooth, and then you'll have these subtle forms. Then you have to go from this side and see if it's not like this, for example, because this is not natural. It has to be a little bit, but very, very subtle. And yeah. And from this side, I will show you something very, very peculiar. So we're doing this things here a little bit, okay. And then here in the middle, some people are doing just this, which is kind of cool, but it's not like that. It's most time is double. So do it double and you'll be okay. Also here, the finger is circular most of the time, and also here in this area, it's circular, but inside to the other fingers, it's a little bit like angular shape. Yeah, at least my fingers, and this looks good. So probably I'm right. Who knows? Yeah, I've watched a lot of anatomy. I've watched a lot of pictures explaining how the fingers are, and of course, after watching each and every one of these pictures or anatomy books, and until I'm watching them, I watch my own hand, and I'm figuring out if the anatomy is right or wrong. So in my own hand here, I have this a little bit of thing going on like this, and here also this thing, so it looks more natural, a little bit. So these knuckles are not that pronounced in those areas. This is more pronounced here, at least in my hand, and we're going like this. It's very important not to go like this, because it looks not good. They all combine in the wrist area, around this area. They're not going into one point like this. They're going just very close to each other here, and they're continuing back. But this has to be subtle, very subtle here. So the thumb. Without the thumb, the hand looks a little bit dull. It doesn't look good. But let's fix first the pinky. I don't like it too much here. So the pinky is a little bit difficult because I cannot see my pinky very well from this area. I have to turn my hand too much, and this is not easy. Here probably it's a little bit too flat. And you can see from this area, the hand is until here, and from this area, the finger starts from here. So you see for yourself that most people are making knuckles, and then here their hand starts here. So let's see what will happen if we do this. It doesn't look that good. It doesn't look natural. So most of the time these webbings are, even in some people, are from the, if we go the distance from the knuckle here to this joint, they're almost in the middle of the webbings from looking from this side. So take that in mind. They're most of the time they're a little bit lower than the middle, but yeah. So here I noticed something that it's not right, which is that we don't have this arch here. We have to have it like this, and the pinky has to go down a bit. This thing has to go a little bit like this. And okay, like this, and I think it's mostly good. So let's try to make the thumb, and make it, of course. I always say try because I don't know, maybe there will be an earthquake in this very minute and we all will die. So we don't know. We don't know for sure. But yeah, 99% we will make this thumb. And yeah, the thumb is pointing at the angle compared to the other fingers, so it will be pointing in this direction. Let's make it. It's a little bit tricky, but it's very rewarding when you make it because the hand starts to look more finished. Without the thumb, it doesn't look finished, of course. So the thumb is really pointing at 90 degrees angle, like for example, exactly at the camera now. It's pointing a little bit upwards. So we can always, of course, rotate it. It's not a problem. And yeah, the funny thing is that the thumb sometimes from the back side, not from the nail side, but from the back side looks like a penis a little bit. Yeah. I'm sorry that I said that, but I had to say it because it looks like yeah, sometimes a little bit. Yeah. So from this side, and we have to adjust our things. We have some sharp angles. For example, here in this area, there's a pretty sharp angle going on, and we have to be able to do it like this. For example, this angle is pretty sharp, and also the thumb, if it's in an upright position, it will go a little bit like an arch. So let's dynamesh it and see how it is. Okay, now it looks a little bit off. It's a lot off, but we'll make it. Yeah, you have to be able to see your mistakes. So now the thumb doesn't look good, and I will try to make it look good. So when we get our thumb close to the other fingers, the joints here and the joint of the thumb are almost in the same position. So our thumb is basically now good looking. I mean, it's not bad, but it has a little bit more work to be done on it to be completely finished. So I'm making the base of the fingers a little bit bigger. The fingers themselves, I'll make them a little bit longer. And of course we'll talk about nails very shortly because it's almost half an hour and I don't want to make this too long. But the thumb, we have to pay attention to it because it's very, very important. Now it doesn't look good, but we'll see why. Not sure exactly why. Okay. So now it's going too much in this direction. I will make my planes to see if I can do something about it. Oops. Yeah, sometimes when I don't see my keyboard, and this microphone here is too big, and yeah, the pop filter is big enough so I cannot see my keyboard too much, which is bad, but it's not exactly a big problem. Alright, so the thumb, when I said it looks like a penis, I meant like from this area Yeah, it looks a little bit like, you know, yeah. So if you make a hole here in your thumb, yeah, it will be exactly. Yeah, sorry about that. Hopefully you can get this image out of your head. If not, you have to. I believe in you. So let me think here. Okay, this is some angular stuff. From here. Okay, it doesn't look bad from this area, from this angle. And we don't have to go ahead and do our hand lines or something. We just have to make the forms look right, the base, and then we can make everything else. But the base should look fine. So half an hour probably was a little bit ambitious for this hand, but it looks not bad for now. So we will continue until we can make our nails, and probably then we will finish it. So yeah, 40-50 minutes, however it takes. It's better to look fine than to be super fast. But at least for half an hour we managed to do the base, and it looks not bad. It's not the best, but it looks pretty much okay. So I'm making this thing here a little bit, and here I will make a little bit more meat, because the nail, let's see how it goes. It's never flat, the nail, so it will go something like this. And it will be from this area, it will have an arch like this. So in the other fingers, that applies too. It's never flat. Don't do it flat. But the most common mistakes I told you are in this area here, where the fingers connect to the palm, where people tend to make a lot of mistakes. Yeah. Yeah, and the hand should be okay. The knuckle here should protrude a little bit more. This should be a little bit more visible here. Basically, you have to look the hand from different angles and try to your hand from different angles also, and the sculpting hand also, so you can make your decisions according to this. And I'm trying to make this joints here a little bit, like this. And the hand itself, it's pretty complex structure, so you have to carefully learn it, carefully practice doing it, because if your hands doesn't look good, your whole sculpture, your whole body will look bad. When I look at somebody's sculpt, my first thing is to look at the hands. Yeah, maybe it's personal something, but I look at the hands almost all the time, and if the hands are not exactly right, I say that the guy is not that good. So the hands should be as good as they can. You know, you should make them perfect. If you can. It's very difficult. Even I cannot do it. But you should aim for that. You should aim for perfectness of the hand, if I may say so. So this is pretty good. Of course, we have more things to do. For example, this bone here is not exactly here, it's around this area here. So we have a little bit of empty area here, and it goes like this. We can make a little bit of meat here in the wrist area. And I'm watching my hand now. Not watching the time, watching my hand. It's more important. Yeah, probably when I'm watching the video, I will see some mistakes that I've made. But mostly, it looks pretty good. Let's see here. Yeah, it's a double line. And here we don't have exactly a line, but we have some wrinkled areas, which you can make a little bit. Here also, there's a kind of thing. And of course, when we make some veins or something, the hand should look much better. And in this area, it shouldn't be that flat. But of course, I'm not paying attention too much in this area, although I have to, because this is the connection area, and sometimes people are doing many mistakes exactly in this area. But yeah, we will have to make a video about the feet also, and yeah, 32 minutes, and our hand looks fantastic. No, it's just decent, but I haven't seen better hand sculpting video in YouTube for now. If you can make one, it will be better, because I saw a guy who was making a video and he was making a hand. Of course, it was not live video like this one. It was sped up video, and I think he was talking something. I'm not sure, but the thing is that his reference was some hand which was modeled and which was not super bad, but it was not that good. So your reference should be either scan or some very good hands. Let's make this 120. Otherwise, you will end up doing some mistakes that the guy before you did. So don't even take my hand here for, not my hand, you can take it, but don't take the hand that I sculpted here for reference. Just listen to what I'm talking and try to follow this. Look at your own hand, see if it fits, see if what I'm talking to you is the same as you see in your hand, and just think. You have to think. Blindly following someone's tutorial, even mine, it's a mistake that you have to avoid. So I'm making the nail pop up a little bit because it has to be rounded. It doesn't have to be flat. It's never flat. So don't take my word. Just make sure you see what you see, you know. Just think. Thinking is always a good option. So making a little bit of this thing here, it's always good. Also, you may see the Bridgman's anatomy, and there's a little bit of a chapter about the hand, and there's a drawing. So Bridgman is a very interesting artist because, or anatomy teacher, because he is making too much exaggeration of the forms, which is very cool because you can clearly see the things you have to see. So Bridgman is very good. Bridgman's anatomy, just follow it, find it in the internet. It's pretty cool. And for all anatomy, you can see it. I even made a human figure based on his anatomy, It's a little bit exaggerated, but it looks fine. And it's in my ArtStation and my Sketchfab site profiles. So you can go there. They're in the description, the links. When I'm making this video, they are not in the description because the video is not in YouTube, but obviously they will be because I plan to put them there. Yes. So I'm sorry if you cannot see my mouth that easy in this video, but that's for the sake of the audio quality. With this microphone, I think the audio quality will be good, although it's not in a perfect position now compared to my mouth. But yeah, so here we have this. We can have our knuckle things here just a little bit. Mine are very strange, and probably yours are strange too in a kind of way. Everybody is strange. People are strange. Okay. People are strange. And here we can make a little bit of design like this. Here I will try to protrude a little bit the middle finger, thing. Yeah, because I forgot the name in English, so I'm saying thing. Yeah, thing can be anything, you know. Anything can be thing. So the middle finger thing has to be a little bit above the others, a little bit more visible. Let's see the hand. Yeah, it's not perfect, but you see what the point is. You see what I mean, and it's relatively nice. Okay, I see the thumb here. It's have a problem. We always have to make our fingers thicker in the basement, in the base. Thicker in the base, and then if you make them same thickness all around, they will look odd. So thicker in the base, and then they go like thicker here, and they go a little bit like this. Thicker here, but don't make it too much. Just a tiny bit. You don't have to overdo anything when it comes to the hand. Except for maybe the webbings, they have to be big. The webbings should be big webbings. So this finger should be a little bit more tiny here. This one I'm thinking of doing this. Okay, it looks very nice. From here, let's look this. Okay. Yeah, and if we continue to work on this hand, it will probably be even better and better and better. But the point of this tutorial is to just teach you of basic mistakes that people made when they're doing hands, not to make the perfect hand. The perfect hand, even I cannot make it, you know, still, yet, because I haven't tried. If I try, maybe I could, but I didn't, you know, I don't try. I don't need perfect hand. Why? Who needs it? And how much time will it take to make it perfect? Who knows? Years maybe? Who knows? Yeah, if I have to, I'll make it, or at least I'll try to make a perfect hand, but for now I don't want to. So yeah, this is our hand. It looks pretty awesome. We can make a little bit more fatter here in this area. The wrist area should be a little bit fatter. Like this. This won't protrude that much. And yeah, that'll be it probably, and hopefully you have learned something. Be careful about the webbings, you have to have them. Be careful about the arch, you have to have the arch. Be careful about the arch also from this direction, you have to have it in here, like this, arch. Be careful about the thumb, it doesn't point to upwards, the nail, like the other fingers. It points. And the thumb is not good yet. It has to be a little bit like this. Yeah, now it looks a little bit better. It has a little bit more personality. When we just make the points a little bit like this. I think it's better. Yeah, it has more work. It requires more work, but the hand is pretty complicated, like I said. We just want the base, and the base is good. Let's make some lighting. I like orange, so let's try orange lighting. And a little bit bigger. A little bit more. Orange lightning is always good. You see? Not bad hand. Looks fine. Needs more work, but mostly looks good. Like a base. So that's it for this tutorial for the hand for the 42 minutes. Yeah. Thank you. And see you in the next tutorial, which will be for the foot, but well, I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see. Some people are requiring a tutorial about the female body, which is very cool, or female head also, which is also very cool. And I will think about it, probably. Yeah. Let me just see. Okay, maybe I will make just a little bit like this. Yes. And I'm not super happy with this hand, but it is what it is. So, thank you and goodbye.